Deadheads, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and come on, you got this, and positivity. Peace, love, and positivity. Today, I'll be doing a triple reaction to, of course, the Grateful Dead. We'll first listen to Direwolf, then jump into Bertha. Okay, pause, I didn't mean to say it like that. Jump into the track Bertha, and then lastly, Mountain Jam, which actually, Mountain Jam is featuring Grateful Dead and the Allman Brothers, which I have very limited experience with the Allman Brothers. Early on in my life when I was discovering music and Guitar Hero, the song Jessica was one that I would just play nonstop. So most of my Allman Brothers knowledge comes from that game, and I think one Allman Brothers reaction I did on the channel to Whipping Post. So on that side, I don't really know much of what's going on, but the Grateful Dead, as we know, they can incorporate anybody and everybody into their jam. So I'm excited to hear what that's going to sound like. Before diving in, let's thank Jeffrey the Amazing for making this request. As always, Jeffrey, thank you so much. Now we jump in.
In the timbers up in Ario, the wolves are running round.
I got a cool video
The
here.
winter was so hard and cold, froze 10 feet beneath the ground. Don't murder me, I beg of you, don't murder me.
Wow, from the perspective of the rabbit.
Please don't murder me.
Who else would Grateful Dead to write a song from the perspective of a
I sat
rabbit?
down to my supper, was a bottle of red whiskey.
Oh, now it's changing.
I said my prayers and went to bed. That's the last they saw of me. Don't murder me, I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. When I awoke, the dire wolf, 600 pounds of sin,
Wow.
was grinning at my window. All I said was, come on in, don't murder me.
Interesting.
I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me.
So I guess the direwolf in all of these situations is being used literally, but also figuratively as a symbol of death. So death in whatever form you choose, please don't murder me, whether it's whiskey for supper or I'm a bunny rabbit bouncing through the meadow. Please don't murder me, I'm innocent. So far, that's what I'm getting.
Please don't murder me. The wolf came in, I got my cards. We sat down for a game. I cut my deck to the queen of spades, but the cards were all the same. Don't
A lot of like card game imagery I hear in Grateful Dead lyrics.
murder me, I beg of you, don't murder me.
Gotta pull some aces.
Please don't murder me,
Nut flush, royal flush.
don't murder me.
I got a royal flush recently. My first. Wow. The guitar work here.
Black and bloody mine. The dying wolf collects his due while the boys sing round the fire.
So that idiom, the devil gets his due. So basically, the direwolf is a replacement, here for death, devil, evil. I've actually never heard direwolves used in that way, and I'm thinking from like the super pop culture perspective of direwolves in Game of Thrones being for House Stark, being they're dangerous for sure, but they're very loyal. I didn't expect direwolves to be evil per se.
While the boys sing round the fire, don't murder me, I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. No, 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 don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me.
Oh, there he is, the devil.
Please don't murder me.
That's an interesting one. It kind of feels like, obviously we shouldn't take it too literally, like there's not somebody out there for all of us who is our dire wolf, who is out there to murder us. That would be a terrifying society to live in. But there's always something under the surface, whether it's external and like a slow killer, quote unquote, or like that other idiom, death by 1,000 cuts, whether they be self-inflicted, subconscious, unintentional, external, whatever. Enough damage over time invariably leads to the dire wolf getting closer and closer. And we never want to like have to rely on willpower to be able to stave off the various murderers that are out there. Again, I'm using that kind of like, I guess, poetically. It would be hard, but we want to make sure that in the face of all of that, we can stand strong and maybe avoid some of the poorer choices. But like in the visuals, in the example, a lot of like the animals that were subject to the dire wolf, they're completely innocent. They're just living their life. There's not really anything that they're doing wrong. They're not really making an active, improper choice by virtue of existing. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about this song for sure. I don't want to overanalyze this one, but it's a very like almost jovial sounding track, which is very interesting when you put it in contrast to the lyrics talking about, please don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Like there's something weirdly uncanny about that, uncanny valley. Let's jump into Bertha. God, I keep saying that. Let's listen to Bertha. I immediately am globbing onto this melody.
I had a hard run, running from your window. I was all night running. Lord, I wonder if you can. I had a
Running from the dire wolf.
run around and I run down, run around the corner. Lord, I run smack into a tree.
I was just looking at this little YouTube channel name here. You see Serendipity. Just the little things, you know?
I had to move, really had to move. That's why, if you please, I am on my bended knees. Bertha, don't you come around here anymore. Dress myself in green. Lord, I went out under the sea. Try to see what's going down. Lord, try to read between the lines. I had a feeling I was falling. Lord, I turned around to see.
This feels like a Robert a Robert written lyric song.
Falling. Lord, I turned around to see. Heard a voice calling. Lord, he was running back to me.
Oh, is he scared of Bertha?
Ran into a rainstorm.
Not sure.
I dug back into a bottle.
Where the lead guitar goes.
Test me, test me, test me, test me, test me. Why don't you arrest me? Turn me into the jailhouse. Lord, tell me so, go down. Tell it go down. I had to move, really had to move. That's why, if you please, I am on my bended knees. Bertha, don't you come around here anymore.
This is one of those solos you just mentally surf over.
Really had to move. That's why, if you please, I'm on my.
I'm wondering here in this section transition if there is an absolute tempo change or not. It does feel like it, especially because now Jerry is elongating some of these notes. Let's hear if it is if I can count correctly.
I had to move.
It is the same tempo.
Really had
It just feels slower.
That's why, if you please, I'm on my bended knees. Bertha, don't you come around here anymore.
I don't know what Bertha did, to be honest.
I had to move, really had to move. That's why, if you please, I'm on my bended knees. Bertha, don't you come around here anymore. I had to move, really had to move. That's why, if you please, I'm on my bended knees. Bertha, don't you come around here anymore. Anymore, anymore,
I had to pull up the lyrics here on the side just to make sure I had everything. So I'm going to read through these with you guys to see if I can even unpack this as I run through the lyrics again. Because I have no idea what this song is about. I was trying. I lost it in the middle and then I just started vibing out to those melodies and guitar riffs. One thing though, I do like the way that the song started and the way it bookended. We had that very catchy da 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 da. That melodic motif just persisted throughout this entire track, so it's just great to start and end that way because this to me is a very loopable song. Let me just figure out what it means, if it has a meaning. I had a hard run running from your window. I was all night running. Lord, I wonder if you care. So either he's using your for the Lord or your to Bertha. And maybe he's doing both in the first and then second sentence. I had to run around, and run down. Run around the corner, Lord, run smack into a tree. I had to move, really had to move. That's why, if you please, I am on my bending knees. So begging either to the Lord or some person named Bertha, Bertha, don't you come around here anymore. So it would be very hard pressed for me to believe that he's referring to the Lord as Bertha, although I wouldn't necessarily put it past the Grateful Dead to do that. But I don't even know if that helps me in my interpretation either. Dressed myself in green, I went down unto the sea, try to see what's going down, try to read between the lines. I had a feeling I was fallen. I turned around to see, heard a voice all calling, Lord, you was coming after me. So running, turning the corner, running headfirst into a tree, trying to escape, hearing somebody calling after. You're running from something, and then you're also saying in the chorus, Bertha, don't you come around here anymore. Kind of feels a bit opposite, because coming around here would imply that, like, I'm staying where I'm at and just don't come here anymore. But if I'm running away, then of course where I'm at isn't going to be that way forever. I'll be somewhere else fairly soon. I ran into a rainstorm. I ducked back into Novato. It's all about night, pouring. Lord, but not a drop on me. Test me. Why don't you arrest me? Throw me into the jailhouse, Lord, until the sun goes down, till it goes down. Maybe he's running away from not necessarily forgiveness, but accountability somehow. But then he's saying, test me. Like, why don't you arrest me? Why don't you do this thing to me? Seemingly I'm getting very lucky because there was not a drop on me during this rainstorm. That is very lucky, in fact. Test me. Why don't you arrest me? I can't tell if his luck is good or bad right now. He's running away, but also claiming, Bertha, don't you come around here no more. And he's also begging and pleading. I really don't know what this song means. Please let me know if you have any ideas about Bertha in the comments below. Yeah, I've got nothing. The best thing I could come up with is him running away from accountability, running away from the Lord, but it's probably wrong. Let's check out the last song here, which features the Allman Brothers, Mountain Jam. How many of you have listened to the song while hiking in the mountains? Upstate. Watkins Glens, New York. $600,000? Is that real? I really wish I had a visual for this one. I would love to see the two bands like working off of each other visually. So you reckon there's like 3 or 4 guitarists playing right now? I can hear things picking up in this mix. I'm glad we have this this visual to just kind of lose ourselves in. You know what's funny is when I'm listening to this mountain jam, I wouldn't necessarily picture myself in the mountains while I listen to a track like this. Kind of feels like I would be on a remote beach somewhere. Where else might I be? Maybe in some kind of jungle land. A mountain though. For some reason this doesn't give me mountain energy. I don't know why. There's just no lyrics, huh? those keys are beautiful. This extra layer of brightness I didn't know I needed. Great drum fills in that. As rolling into more keys. You can hear the shredding of the keys underneath. It's very faint, but it's in there. These like low sections, whenever it like comes to Grateful Dead, and even now in collab with the Allman Brothers, it's a miracle to me that in these quiet sections they never, like one of the instrumentalists never accidentally plays something too loud. And I suppose it's easy enough to do if you have somebody at the main switchboard just turning things down, but I can imagine each of the individual instrumentalists are working with their own volume knobs and playing with their own dynamics. It's rare the case that in these quiet sections they make that mistake. I sort of hear like sometimes like the very blaring loud sounds that randomly appear in Grateful Dead mixes. Oh, there goes my camera. I randomly hear those in the sections where things are a bit louder. But when they're quiet, they really, really dig into that quiet feel. Seemingly with no issue. And that coordination is across so many people on that stage. Wonder how often they played together. A, B, and G, D. don't know why, this is making me like feel so tranquil, you know? Very happy, like content. And you what now? I didn't see this in time. What is he doing? I mean, at least he has his shoes on, I suppose, and the cane. Man, the 60s and 70s were a different time and place. That guy would be arrested toot sweet now. Wow, that pattern. Oh, that's a cool visual. Just between the 1 and the 2 scale degree, that's it. Just a whole note difference. Wow. Wow, I like this a lot. These like subtle digital effects, I guess. It's the best way that I can describe it. Oof. Well, there you have it. Mountain Jam with the Allman Brothers and the Grateful Dead. I like that song. Just kept me in flow state pretty much the entire time. One thing I will say is, for me, it was hard to distinguish between the guitarists in Allman Brothers and Grateful Dead. It almost felt like this could have just been a full-on Grateful Dead track, and I may have not noticed. Now, granted, I don't have the counterfactual comparison to do it, but because of how limited my Allman Brothers experience is, it was hard for me to like detect major feel differences. Like if there were major moments of handoff between the artists, maybe it would help if somebody pointed out those timestamps for this video in particular in the comments. Because I like everything I'm hearing, but if you told me it was just Grateful Dead, I would believe that. You know what I mean? Again, that probably comes from my limited Allman Brothers experience though. And I've heard people dub Allman Brothers as like island rock. I'm sure that's one of the genres I attempted to give Grateful Dead early on in my journey as well. So I do feel like they are in similar realms, but I'm also profoundly aware that no one can really match the Grateful Dead in what they do. To me, if I had to like put my money on it, it felt more like the Allman Brothers are there to like fill up more of the space in that mix. Because normally, if you listen to even like the better mixed versions of Grateful Dead tracks, the remastered ones, for example, you can still sometimes hear space between the instruments in the mix. Depends on the song, of course. But that space here is almost non-existent. Everything is filled up. And it almost felt like they recorded this particular performance from a distance, such that as all of the sounds are being created on that stage and traveling towards the camera and recorder, then they all kind of blend into one. Depends on like the style that you're going for, and as a listener what you prefer. I don't mind when some of these notes get washed together, but then when other instruments are quieted down in the mix, it can become hard to hear some of the intricacies in what they're doing, because you could hear at various moments the guitar work on Fuego, right? Doing crazy things. Similar thing can be said about the keys and even the drums, but because of the distance, I think it was a little bit watered down and washed out. I could still catch those moments as they were happening, but they were not as, let's say, salient as I'm listening. But 3 fun songs from top to bottom. I still don't know what Bertha means. So yeah, if you have any idea, let me know in the comments below. It was a pleasure listening alongside you today to the Grateful Dead. If you enjoyed my reaction and would like to request one yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.